Hello everyone and welcome to another high elo game of Age of Empires. Today my wife has agreed to a pizza night and the possibilities of where to order from are running through my head like a cumin hussar. But until we get there, until we decide where to eat, although spoiler alert, probably Domino's, we're gonna sit down and watch Hera playing as the Dravidians in red get ready to take on Hearttt playing as the Celts in blue. And while the players herd their herdables, explore their immediate surroundings with Duck Duck Goose and with Scout, and try to get their butts up to Feudal Age ASAP, let's take a look at the Civ matchup we'll be watching today. The Dravidians are a civilization that does focus on its infantry. To start with, all barracks technologies are half price, and all infantry units can be upgraded to ignore enemy armor, essentially turning Dravidian infantry into very slow bipedal versions of the Lithuanian Lechai. This, by the way, is fantastic for their unique unit, the Urumi Swordsman, a medium infantry unit that gets a massive attack boost every 20 or 24 seconds, and unlike the charge attack of the Custelier or even the Roman charge attack, the Urumi one comes with trample damage. Now, to support its infantry on the field of battle, all Dravidian siege units cost a third less wood. Their cavalry also benefit from the upgrade I just mentioned, where their attack ignores enemy armor. Although, keep in mind, Dravidian cavalry line notoriously bad, if not the worst in the game. Their skirmishers and elephant archers do attack 25% faster, and their elephant units can be upgraded to regenerate health, a la Viking Berserker style, etc. Now, to help support its military, Dravidian fishermen do carry extra seafood. I'm looking on the map. Maybe? Maybe we'll get to see that feature in play. And every time you go up in age, you do get 200 wood for free. We'll keep an eye out on the top left of our screen when Hera clicks up to feudal, which does help in the earlier stages of the game, like where we are right now, when villager allocation and resource management is essential. Boar falls underneath the town center as we pivot south to take a look at the Celts, a civilization built around their need for speed. They're lumberjacks. These work 15% faster, which is great because Celts need lots and lots of wood for their primary focus, which is siege. Celtic siege workshops work faster, their siege units fire faster, and all siege workshop units can be upgraded to get a massive 40% HP boost. Now, coming back to their need for speed, Celtic infantry do move faster starting in Feudal Age. Their castles and towers can be upgraded to attack faster, and their unique unit, the Woad Raider, is the second fastest infantry unit in the game, comes with a good amount of HP and strong attack. In order to feed a big, hungry, growing population, the Celts can convert and steal enemy herdables, even if they are standing next to enemy units. So Hera needs to bring these geese a little bit closer to the town center to make sure that this scout doesn't steal it, although Scout, as you can see by the minimap, very, very far away from being in any kind of position to steal those geese. Plus, as we saw recently in these higher elo games, generally the players return any kind of stolen herdables, as Hera now pulls a second boar, gets a second shot off. This villager very cocky in her bow and arrow skills as the geese, where are the geese being sent? But a little bit of idle time there for those villagers as they waited for that boar to arrive, but the boar, alas, does fall, and its meat begins getting harvested. Let's take a look at the map. Hera, a few forests in the back, a forest in the front. Ooh, forward position completely open. This is a very, very open map for him. Although, against the Dravidians, we'll see if that actually makes any kind of difference. Not exactly the quickest civilization in the game. Rather, the Celts, I should say. Not the Dravidians. The Dravidian base is already here. What we're looking at, primary gold annoyingly placed. We have seen this a lot recently. These resource patches placed on hills that make mining them very, very annoying. Nowhere really to place a town center around this primary gold. Primary stone, though, nice and secure in the back again on a big, ugly hill. A kind of reverse question mark looking hill, by the way. He's got gold to the back. He's got additional forests to the back, which pretty good. Additional stone to the front. And it looks like gold a little bit far off campus here, way far off campus. But like I said, this base basically open. Our Celtic base here, I don't know why I keep confusing the civilizations. Our Celtic base here, 1, 2, 3 forests in a triangle shape, a little bit easier to wall off. Primary gold, nice and safe in the back. Primary stone exposed, gold and stone in the forward position, and then another gold pile in the back. But again, resources on hills. The hell? I mean, I guess you could place a mining camp here. But what the hell is going on with this map generation on Age of Empires all of a sudden? I thought we hit peak Age of Empires when they added a 5th rug to Arabia maps, but nuh-uh. Right now, I think the huntables are getting further. The resources are on hills. These maps are becoming harder and harder to play. Oh, let's, by the way, take a look at our Dravidian wood count in 3, 2, 1. Boom, 130 becomes 330 right as 3 Celtic militias arrive. It is now Feudal Age, which means they move 15% faster, desperately trying to click 1.03 movement speed in 22 seconds. These guys are going to be men-at-arms. Hera already walling himself off. These are not ranged units. So those berry pickers, those foragers are pretty safe for now. Our Celt pivots to the north, tries to find an area where to engage into, but Hera, again, too quick. And now this house comes under attack. We'll see, is one villager enough? 130, 140, 150, 160? Yeah, one villager is more than enough to handle this kind of pressure. Is this the first time, by the way, that Hera is discovering? Hera went the wrong way. He explored this part of the map. Not that it really hurts him in any way. He's found a relic or two. House is under fire. How many villagers repairing? 2 villagers now. Oh. Interesting that constructing it, he needed only 1 villager to get the HP to go up, whereas repairing it, he needs 2. As an archer moves forward, a villager, oh my god, she shows up with her axe, says, you know what, I don't care if I'm chopping down bamboo or horses' knees, I am here to cause trouble. And she turns around, no kills yet. This house, okay, back up to 200 HP, so it is in no jeopardy of falling. More and more archers being mixed in here, so Hera's got to back. Heartt's got to back away. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness gracious. Let's see what the players are building as Hearttt runs back towards his base. An archery range is basically all he's got in terms of feudal infrastructure. His units, are they heading home? Are they taking a wider berth? What is going on here? He's mixing in a spearman, 2 skirmishers. So Hearttt wants to make an issue of this. He is building an army to counter what Hera has produced here, which is archers and a scout unit. Hera has seen this, though, and immediately produces his own skirmishers. Most likely, if I had to guess, to try to snipe the spearmen. And to provide a bit of cover for his own skirmisher, against his opponent's skirmishers. Here we go. The battle of the micro begins here on what looks like a cemetery. And that annoying forward gold for Hera here. This is so freaking annoying. Again, he's got one in the back, which I would usually click on to show you. We have been seeing a lot recently of first kills in the game being a double whammy where everyone loses a unit at the same time. But I mean, he's got this gold, which he's got to have seen. Yeah, he does. What he doesn't have, despite the fact that he gets 200 wood for free every time he advances an age, is the wood to build a mining camp over there. Instead, investing in farms in very aggressive locations. I mean, how many of us would have placed the farm here as opposed to here? Or here, or here? It's the same distance. 1 farm's distance away. 2 kills apiece now for both players. Our Celt really wants to make an issue of this. He is not relenting. There are more and more blue dots streaming across the map. He is, okay, for now, stopped training units. Looks like he's got 17 villagers on food, does our Celt. 1 villager on gold. Starting to bank a little bit of food. Hera, double. The food count does finally have enough wood that he can replace the mining camp over here. But for now, looks like he is more interested in getting a wood, rather a food bank, as opposed to a goal, a Federal Reserve, let's say, up and running. 0 villagers on gold for him. Scout, trying to make something happen here with the maneuvering, but the men-at-arms, I mean, this is not your average man-at-arms over here. This is a Celtic man-at-arms that moves 15% faster, but unnecessary damage here being taken by these men-at-arms who are down about 30% of their HP, 40% of their HP, and blue is not relenting. Holy moly, Hearttt. He does not want Hera to get this gold. By the way, has Blue seen the gold pile to the back? No, he hasn't. He hasn't explored the rear of Hera's base. He's seen this gold pile, so he knows how far away it is from the actual settlement. No way Hera can take this gold, not without an army to protect his villagers. But Hearttt doesn't know that there's a mine in the back. King Solomon's mine over here discovered finally. Hera plops down a mining camp, realizing that he is just not going to be able to take this gold. For a split second, Hera had the sign of the beast food count 666. It looks like our Celt, though, with the gold, with the food, is going to hit castle first. He's got the resources. Let's see when he decides to click up. He's not really training a villager. There we go. His army count is lower for a second, but equalizes it with his kill. I mean, our Celt, he's just blopped himself here. He is completely lamed his gold. Now, the question is, if Hearttt knew that there was an additional gold pile here to the back, and he should know, I mean, he knows how Arabia spawns, would he pressure that pile as well, or would he have rushed up to castle as he has done right now? What do we think? Do we think he would have produced more military? Hera must know that he's going up to castle. He's seeing no reinforcements at all. And now he decides to explore to see, hey, wait a second, I don't see you mining gold. I don't see you panicking. I don't see you doing anything crazy, which means you must be getting gold somewhere else. So let me try to discover where that is. Maybe not. Those men-at-arms seem to have stopped in the middle of the map. And now our Celt, his Feudal Age army, having served its purpose, no longer needs to keep it alive. He is 50 seconds away from castle, full minute and a half ahead of his opponent. We'll see what he decides to do with that minute and a half advantage. Maybe I misspoke. There's more army coming forward from him. He is training another scout. Like I said, Celt's not exactly the quickest of civilizations here. Oh, what fantastic scouting out of Hearttt. Our Celt sees the double barracks, knowing now it's a triple barracks. I mean, Woot's Steel, the upgrade that the Dravidians have that makes their infantry and cavalry ignore armor, is absolutely bonkers. But Hera is still not in castle, and Woot's is an Imperial Age upgrade. But look at the upgrades for our Dravidian using that 50% discount. He's getting supplies, he's getting men-at-arms himself. Oh man, are we gonna get to see a big old infantry war? Sorry, I think I think my mic clicked out here. I hope it clicked back in, otherwise I'm just talking and no one can hear me but me. Hearttt sees the flags on the barracks, more flags showing up, so he's got to be very careful at some point if he ventures a little bit too far into this Dravidian base. These will ungarrison and out will pop some units. Hera, let's see if he decides to continue with the infantry upgrades in the top left of our screen, using that wood immediately to get Bosa. Nope, he is building a monastery as well. Celtic Knights are out. What is the game plan? Let's take a quick look at the Celt's base, because Knight's not exactly the end game of any Celtic build, in my opinion. And there we go, Long Swordsman. Another town center for our Celt. He's got 2 archery ranges. Now, one cool thing about the Celts, not that it's relevant in Castle Age, but they were, I guess, buffed a tiny little bit. They do get ring archer armor now. If you take a look at the top right of your screen, oh my goodness, I am getting names wrong. I am getting civilizations wrong. I am getting sides wrong. Am I going to be able to tie my shoe? I feel like my brain has turned to mush all of a sudden. What the hell is going on? In any event, take a look at the top right of your screen. They do now get ring archer armor, the 3rd defense upgrade, the 3rd armor upgrade on their archers, which might signal a new era of Celtic ranged, although I say that I'm probably not the case. As these Dravidian infantry units now chase the Celtic skirmishers the hell out of Dodge. There are no upgrades on these guys. They are not going up to elite. Oh, 1 conversion, 2 conversion, and now some healing as well. But Hera peels off a few of these infantry units. He is chasing these monks. Ooh, they are very close to dying. Both of them end up dying, but he's going to lose all of his infantry here, will our Dravidian. It looks like he cleaned up whatever aggression there was here at home as well. So both players getting getting some work done. Kill count almost identical. Resources gathered not that disparate. And we've got our first relic here for our Celt, who plops. Bum ba da bum. No surprise there. A siege workshop. No villagers on stone for either player. Both of them happy to sit on what they have. I believe I saw Hera build a tower, which means he is not getting a second town center anytime soon. And our Celt still just has the original 100 stone left over from the original 200. I don't know what the hell he's trying to do here with these skirmishers. Now they look like they're elite. No, they're... Oh my goodness. I'm gonna have to take a break after this or during this. What the hell was that? I thought the knights were gonna stop in the middle and help the skirmishers out, but no. Oh, he loses 2 more monks? Oh, our Celt. Our Celt is losing a lot of gold intensive units here. Knights and monks against longswordsmen. In the long run, your gold is not going to last much longer. But a converted knight, I don't know what a might is, but a converted knight. As we've got our Dravidian monk here moving forward as well. Siege Workshop Huang style for Hera with the Dravidians. Remember, they do... Did I say his name wrong? Whoa, my God, I'm going to have to lie down after this. They do cost a third less wood. Ooh, the knight gets deleted. The monk gets deleted. Everything's dying. Everything's coming crashing down. Our Celt is under serious pressure here. Hera has forgone villager count. He's down 17, 18 villagers, but he's up 20 army supply, and it is not weak army supply. He's not up skirmishers. He's not up crossbows. He's up long swordsmen with +1/+1. And now they are targeting this wall off. I mean, not exactly a wall off if this guy's behind it, so... Okay, does Hera realize? I wonder if he's just trying to take out infrastructure, if he thinks there's an actual wall off here. But for now, this Celtic structural situation is getting very, very bad. Mangonel not getting too much done over here. 2 Mangonels are out. Okay, this is a pretty good scenario here for our Celt. A lot of people would panic. Oh, I'm under attack. I've got an opponent who has 23 more army supply and just got arson. But no, that's the whole point of those houses in the middle, for them to get demolished and destroyed so that you have time to rebuild your army. And when your opponent goes heavy, heavy on the infantry, you go heavy, heavy on the siege if you are the Celts. Unless that happens. Okay, villager gets converted. Not too sure that was worth it for a monk, but the converted villager dies immediately. More and more knights are out. 10 in the production tab here. I mean, I thought our Celt would go a lot more heavy on the siege. Instead, he's building a stable. He's got the wood and gold for siege. I'm not too sure why he's so hesitant here. The bombardment begins. I believe one of these looks like they're on the high ground. Husbandry. Okay. So when I say the Celts are not the most quick or mobile civilization, Hearttt makes them as quick and mobile as they could possibly be. But look at this. Hera housed. Not something we see every day, but he is housed. Looks like he's just now completing 3-4 houses. Bit of a suburbia being built. Oh, what is happening in this game? Our Celt is going knights. Our Dravidian is sieging down a whole bunch of stone miners and is moving forward with these long swordsmen. They are now still at a +1/+1. High ground here, 3. By the way, take a look at this. At seconds between attack on the Mangonel, 6. Oh my God. Did that one Mangonel get all 3 of Heartts? Oh my goodness. The Dravidian army just evaporated. That Dravidian army just disappeared into the ether. I thought it would at least do a little bit better than that. I mean, obviously a knight versus a longswordsman, you don't need to be a mathematical genius to work out these numbers. But I thought they'd at least put up a little bit more of a stiff resistance. Okay, they are on the high ground. Get 1 swipe off at these knights. What are the upgrades, by the way? Also only +1/+1. Parties disengaged. Let's take a look at their bases. Hera still just the 1 town center. Although finally does have 7 villagers on stone, a little bit behind our Celt, who already has 10 villagers on stone. There we go. Second town center now feels comfortable enough to take this gold rather. And now all of a sudden it's our Celt who finds his gold pile lame. This, let's call it a tertiary gold here. But he's back. Anyway, as I was going to point out, Mangonel fires usually at 6-second intervals. Not so the Celts, 4.8-second intervals. Because they do fire 25% faster. Good attack round there out of Hera. Fantastic! That was amazing! That's a lot of HP that's being taken down from these units. I'm glad to see. I can at least call one thing right. Remember, the Mangonel on the high ground does usually survive another Mangonel shot. Both players losing huge amounts of siege so far. Hearttt needs to heal some of these knights up. I mean, this is just getting a little bit too ridiculous. Some of these HP, some of this HP, I should say. But the siege putting in the work. Hearttt doesn't care if he's pummeling his own units. 7 kills, 0 friendly fire. That's probably due more to the HP of the knight than to any kind of care being exerted here by our Celt, who has a interesting suburb here. I mean, I don't know what to make of this. It's not exactly a full wall off, not exactly an attempt to wall off. A third town center going up for him. I guess he wants farms. I guess he wants wood. And there's so many annoying hills around. I mean, I was going to say, why didn't he place it here? But this also looks very hilly and annoying. Although maybe here? Maybe here? Arabia, you look nothing like I know what you... Oh, that sentence went nowhere. You look nothing like what I think you should look like. Look at Hearttt with a 26 villager lead. Both players in late Castle Age. Castle being dropped here for our Dravidian. Monastery being built. Monastery immediately in jeopardy here. As these swordsmen begin hammering away at the infrastructure with arson. Let's take a look at their attack up against them. Building 5 plus 5. Now Hera has revealed the castle, but the mangoes, 3 villagers go kerplunk. He's got to be careful though. Does Hearttt. Again, Mango on the high ground. Will deal so much more damage. Attack round on the knights. Fantastic attack round. Does manage to get 1 knight. I don't think that knight was deleted. I think that was actually destroyed. I'm wondering why he's building the mining camp in the forward position, not in the back. Next to the castle. Could he not fit it in here? That exposes these villagers pretty badly. I was about to say... I mean, I'm going to make myself sound like I know what I'm talking about, but I really was about to say, right before Hera plopped this castle down, who loses another Mangonel, that there is a timer when you're at a deficit of 26 villagers, which, by the way, he still is in late Castle Age. You must know that there is a timer on you. Because eventually that economy, now it's almost 30 villagers ahead, and Hearttt is already heading up to Imperial. Hera, light years away. He needs to make the Kessel run if he wants to get to Imperial anytime soon. Oh, that was a very bad, very unlucky attack there for Hearttt. But when you're that far behind economically at this stage of the game, there is a timer on your game. There's a timer on you. There's a timer on your military. Not that Hera knows that his opponent is that far ahead. He must see the score. He knows that his opponent's about 15% score lead. He must see what's going on. He must know. Actually, let's take a look at his vision. So he actually hasn't seen that much of Heartt's base, which is surprising. I thought Hera would have done a bit more scouting. And now it looks like there's going to be a counter attack here by these knights, or maybe they're just here to protect the villagers. Probably not. Hearttt is going to hit Imperial. Hera is almost 2 minutes behind his opponent. 1 minute 40 seconds. 100 seconds is enough for our Celt to research Blast Furnace before Hera can even hit Imperial to click the button to research Blast Furnace. And no, they are not protecting villagers. They are on the other side of the map, getting converted, dying as they try to kill villagers. Pikemen, chainmail armor, town watch, all for the Dravidians. He wants to see Hera coming. He wants to see Hearttt coming from a mile away and then respond with his infantry. 11 seconds away. We know what that means. Our Celt has plenty of wood and gold for trebuchets, but look at that. Look at that. He's going up to 15 Woad Raiders. And Woad Raiders are a big, juicy problem that our Dravidian is going to have to deal with. I mean, these are just, he needs Woot Steel. There is no two ways about it. Our Dravidian needs Woot Steel. I don't think he's got anything that can take on fully upgraded Woad Raiders, which I'm hoping we're going to get to see with this chainmail armor upgrade being researched. I guess they're going to just put it at a +2/+2. Or Celt taking very much the high ground. King of the Hill Castle here on the right as his town center continues to be pummeled. Not too sure he needs to garrison 4 villagers in this town center at the moment. Stone miners working that quarry dry. Another castle, more forward barracks. Hera wants to make an issue of this. Once he hits Imperial, we'll see whether the spam begins. We've got one Urumi swordsman roaming the map. Let's see the area of effect. Where area of effect 0.8 tiles, usually 0.5 in some instances, but 0.8 much better than that. Boop, and it's dead. just a little love tap. And all of a sudden, this Dravidian castle is donezo. I mean, what the hell do you do against Woad Raiders? They're building up bonus, not the greatest, but now there's a Treb on the high ground. Two-handed swordsman for our Dravidians. He's got, looks like he converted 2 Woad Raiders, 2 knights into the Dravidian army as well. Gold miners to the back. Oh, the knights with their shitty line of sight. Oh my goodness. What a terrible thing there. That line of sight on the knights, ugh, not great at all. And now Hera is going to discover, hey, wait a second, I'm a little bit I'm a bit behind more than I thought I was. Discovers the castle. Will he turn around to try to get the villagers? Or will he just click and, oh no, it looks like he just clicked and ran right through here. The Urumi swordsman continues circling, getting nothing done, but we look like we are building up to an absolute epic infantry battle. On the one hand, we've got elite Woad Raiders. On the other hand, we've got champions. Let's see Woot's Steel. It is not a cheap upgrade. Hera is nowhere close to being able to afford it. I think it's like 13 or 1400 resources in total, food and gold, and he's got barely less than 500 at the moment. Oh my goodness. Something we almost never see, Stronghold. If you're not familiar with Stronghold, this makes the castles attack faster. 1.5 seconds between attack versus 2, and it heals units within a 7-tile radius. 18 tiles around this big, juicy castle. I gotta stop saying big, juicy something. I think I've said it like 3 games in a row. But now all of a sudden there's healing going on for infantry units around that castle. Again, not something we've seen or see. What's interesting, that I talked a big game about Hearttt being ahead, 1 minute 40 seconds going up to Imperial. It's actually Hera who gets Blast Furnace first. Hearttt still 1 minute 20 seconds away. What an absolute standoff. I would call it a cold war, but it doesn't look very cold to me, as the one side's Trebs trying to gun down a castle, the other side's trying to gun down Trebs. Both Treb and castle being repaired by villagers. Where the hell are you going? Oh, fantastic attack round there. Unfortunately, they are just basic mangonels, and here we go. The battle is joined. No full upgrades for either player, but this is going to go very bad for our Dravidian. Oh my god, you cannot take on elite Woad Raiders. Not with castle and mangonel support. Let's see what the hell happened there, because that was just an absolute rout. By the way, not surprised that there was a GG there. Not surprised at all. 48 against 40. No elevation here, no high ground, nothing. Look at these villagers. Just, I mean, come on. Come on. At least go to this gold pile. Have you seen this gold pile? No, you have not. Okay, so never mind. This is the only gold pile Hearttt knows about, with the exception of this one. But let's see the upgrades, because one I think is missing an attack upgrade. Okay, so the Dravidians missing the final armor upgrade, which the Woad Raiders have. The Woad Raiders missing the final attack upgrade, which the champions have. 17 attack against 16. Armor of 3 versus 3. HP goes to the Woad Raider. Attack speed, 2 seconds between delay for both. So 1 less attack for the Woad, but he's got 15 more HP. He's got a castle that's not only, remember, not only firing arrows, but also healing any infantry units within a 7-tile radius here. So good for Hera for pulling these Woad Raiders a little bit away from the castle, but shouldn't engage into the castle at all. Plus, let's take a look at the HP. 2855, 3400. So he's already down HP is Hera. He loses one of his champions, it looks like, to a conversion. Actually, it looks like he lost. No, that, what is that? Is that a champion? No, that's that pikeman. Never mind. Okay. So he loses one. Let's see what the mangonel shots do to this 27. Actually, yeah, let's take out. Actually, no, let's add them back in because they're almost at the battle. So we're at 2785. Let's see what the mango shots do because they got that really good attack rounds. So all of a sudden 400 HP. The battle hasn't even started. All of a sudden he's down 400 HP. Almost 500 HP. I mean, look at the HP now. More than 1,000 difference. And these Woad Raiders are just going to have the time of their life. We've got monks as well for both players doing what they can. Another fantastic attack round there. And even though the mangonels aren't strong enough to kill these champions, they are good enough at softening them up. A third volley. Actually, look at that. He actually did kill a champion. I could literally say 1 + 1 is 2, and Hearttt would find a way to make it 3. I don't know. Not exactly my finest calls. He killed his own Woad Raiders. I'm interested to see. That was an absolute terrible battle, but what a cool animation. It looks like he's cocking his arm, ready to punch this champion in the face with his axe. Let's see the kill count. 10 went up from 7, but 3 friendly fire. So not exactly. I wonder if that economy one is one of the villagers. So 30% friendly kill rate, not exactly fantastic. We've got Woad Raiders in the back. These Woad Raiders, I can see by the trail of dust that they are on move command. So they are heading over to the base. But Hera just takes an absolute dog shit battle, barely has enough resources left to train more than what? 4 champions? And ultimately these Woad Raiders, man, we've seen the Woad Raiders. They're not even fully upgraded, still missing Blast Furnace. We have seen them take on infantry and just absolutely wreck them. Just absolutely destroy them. What I would love to see is Woad Raiders take on Armenian champions with 100 HP. And then we'll see how well they do. That is going to be a matchup that I am looking out for. But what's in front of us is not that. 49-minute game, and it looks like the Woad Raiders just absolutely trounce the infantry of the Dravidian. 147 champions, 50. I mean, this is hilarious. In all fairness, they weren't always champions. For the majority of the game, they were not. Hera with his usual PKPM right at the end of the game. Interesting. But Hearttt? I mean, okay, right at the beginning of the game, he's probably clicking around. Economy. Our Celtic economy, we saw it was a huge difference. I mean, not surprised, all 4 resource classes going to our Celt. 2 relics apiece, not really playing a role. Conversions, 15 conversions. Wow. Our Dravidian converted 10% of the Celtic army. Our Celt converted 5% of the Dravidian army. So not terrible here. Now, remember, Dravidian infantry, even though they do get 50% off their blacksmith upgrades, they need wood steel. I mean, Hera, again, doesn't have the resources for it. He was going for quantity over quality. I shouldn't say quality because these guys are basically upgraded to the hilt, to the 9s, just not to the 10s, you know? They're still missing the final armor upgrades, no wood steel. But they tried to get the job done. The mangonels helped out as much as possible. They did manage to rack up what looks like 3 kills towards the end, but look at all the red dead bodies. And last thing, 9 kills for the castle. Let's see. I just wanted to see how many kills that was. Look at that kill count. Double the kill count for a Celt. Villager kills identical. Relic gold we saw already, but this, wow, 100 more kills. And Hera just runs out of resources. Hearttt playing this game incredibly well. All the way from the beginning when he was laming this gold for the longest time. He had such an advantage heading up to Imperial that he was able to train a Treb, get rid of the Dravidian castle that was literally bearing down on his base. Hera had to build a middle-of-the-road kind of semi-defensive, semi-offensive castle here. And Hearttt just playing a fantastic game. Hera throwing the might of the Dravidian infantry at him endlessly. But Hearttt, our Celt, stands strong, takes the W. But GG to both players. Did you enjoy this video? Check out these other clips and make sure to subscribe and enable notifications so that you're notified of my latest uploads.